glad you're home.
It has been a while, not just for Fallout 76, but just for everything, doesn't
it? Today's junk output is error. Sensors are dirty.
Good to be back, though.
Sometimes I
I have a lot of stuff. Denoise is back in town, I guess.
I do know that.
So? I guess, I don't even know where to start. It's like my turrets got rid of these guys, like, right away. Before somebody else was here. Where do I even start?
It's just about time to eat. Trade makes the world go round. And also round. Don't take it for granted. There's something potentially in... Oh, you're the best.
I guess it is real, Queen. It's been a while, but I'm trying to get back in, I guess.
Don't worry if you move around. So do I.
I don't even know why I had all of these. I'm sure it was for a reason, but I'm just going to sell them all now.
Don't like the fog. Even just a mist makes it harder to see.
Yeah, and I've been kind of depressed lately. That's why I haven't been doing anything. I'm not even sure why I jumped back on here. I just need something to do, I guess. Let's see, let's get rid of these plasma grenades. And I guess we can do these two. Why do I have so much garbage? I don't even understand here. What the hell was I doing?
sore all over. Building this place up is hard work.
That's meat. I haven't even done anything with that. To make stuff, we need to cook up that meat, so that's what it's selling. I need to get rid of. Disconnect that. What else can I get rid of? I seriously think that since I've been on for a long time, I think that my inventory like doubled or tripled because it doesn't even make sense that I have this much stuff. I don't know, I suppose I could go back and watch my old, whatever my last session of this was, but I know that that's kind of a thing where this is where the game like triples your frickin' inventory sometimes. This game's all about bugs. Okay, regulator. So now what's my weight at? That's a little more, that's a little bit more manageable. Let's, go upstairs. And where's my scrap box? All the junk. Now I heard rumors. I don't know if this is true. Okay, well first of all I bought this, so we're putting... Where's my stuffed animals? This isn't a stuffed animal, it's a balloon animal, but it's going in the stuffed animal corner. Now where do I want to put the balloon animal? If it'll show up, come on. It's right there. Okay, now I heard rumors that they added an ammo box. I'm not sure I believe that, but I am curious. So where would that be? Stash boxes? Because we have a scrap box, which I don't, and I heard that they were adding or going to add an ammo box. That might just be play
I
testing.
never imagined that I would
For now, and it
share
looks
a
like
home
that's the
with
case because I don't have it.
somebody wonderful.
Because it would be a Fallout First thing. So yeah, that's not a thing. Which is too bad. Get the hell out. Get the hell out of my house. Anyway, a lot has changed, apparently. Not a lot, I guess, but enough has changed. Get my crafting on.
some mighty fine things. Care to trade any?
Also, let's see, where's the... There, it's
Looks like
chemistry
it might
station.
rain later.
No drugs. No drugs for me to make today. Okay.
You know, I love how just seeing you brightens my day.
Regular. Okay. So we are back in business here now.
Sometimes I think
Okay, so this I was just going to...
see. And I met someone. Strange. Time.
I have my Hellcat.
I don't believe in luck or fate or anything.
So, let's take a look at what we've got here. So, we've got a scoreboard, which I don't even know how much longer is left on this. I've missed a couple scoreboards since I've been away from this game, but that's fine. So much of this stuff isn't that great. It's not nothing I've usually worked. I don't like this color scheme. I can't like this. I can't even read what that says. Whatever. Anyway, what are the things to get here reading to? Ah! Take a camera picture of a super mutant? Did I not? I did that already. I
If the
claimed
scorched
the mystery
or the
item.
ferals don't get you, the rads will.
For Halloween stuff. Whatever. If we do it, we do it. I'm not too worried about it. I'm sure we're going to switch over to a new scoreboard pretty soon anyway. Is there a casual team I can join just to get the bonus?
I never imagined that I would share a home with somebody wonderful. Before this,
So I
this is
did want to go to the nearest. What is that at the top? Oh, it's an expedition. No, I don't want to do an expedition. I don't know how. I want to go to a train station. Hi, Mittens. Oh, big boy Mittens. What do you want? You just want attention. Big boy Mittens. Scratch, 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 scratch. Okay, so I did want to put this into something into the legendary. Yes. Okay. Actually, hold on. You should go... Let's go rescue the settler. We'll do that just because. But then we gotta go to the White Springs, because the White Springs is what's changed. And I should see what the hell happened there. That's where the expedition parts come in. I've heard bad things about expeditions, the problem. Well, first of all, I've heard, so like you need to do certain little quests from the people that are at the White Springs now. Like they'll give you quests, and that like gives you fuel for the vertibird, and you need to essentially pay them with, use the fuel to take the vertibird to the expedition in the pit. But I keep hearing that you keep getting disconnected from the pit. I don't know. It doesn't sound like a great. I'm probably not sharing that. Probably not sharing any perks here. What should I share? Share tenderizer. Doesn't look like anyone else is sharing anything. See if I remember how to play this properly. Ooh, inside objective area. It tells me a little bit. Now it's telling me stuff here. Caution. So I have the shotgun, I have the fixer, I have the super sledge. I have both breaker. We're gonna just use the shotgun for now. Okay, I'm looking. Oh, okay, he's up here somewhere.
False alarm. Sending down.
This guy.
What's hide is mine!
Continued resistance is unlawful.
Running!
I remember that much at least. Don't want that. Where's this guy I'm supposed to find? Oh, whoops, I didn't want to go in here. Nope. Get me out of here. That's not what I want. Let's go find this settler that we're supposed to rescue, and then we'll... he was on the map, too, unless the map glitched out, which, again, it's Fallout 76. Bethesda's not known for... They're not known for games with no glitches, that's for sure. Oh, my big brave boy Mittens. Just wants to lay on my lap. That's fine. You can be a lap cat. Okay, let's figure this out. I thought that the guy was up top. Okay, now that objective is pointing me somewhere else. I thought that it was telling me that he was up here somewhere. Oh, there you are. There, you're free. This is the button that we want to do. Okay. White Spring, White Spring. Let's go to the exterior. See if anything. See what's changed. Get to know the new White Spring Refuge and the responders operators. Let's do it. Let's turn off my other missions. Since we're... What's this? Oh, no, no. Well, I want to turn off the...
I heard about what happened in Morgantown. I know it was way back, but I'm glad they chose to. I heard about what happened in Morgantown somewhere. I know it was way back, but I'm glad they chose to send us safe somewhere like that. Always make sure to boil your water before you drink it.
It's been so long since I've had food with actual flavor.
I steal your golf balls, by the way. Mittens, your claws hurt. Stop that. Your claws are very painful. Ow. Better let this place load in.
I wish they'd tell us what all of those construction workers are up to. Look at what a mess they're making.
Now that that's settled, did Miss Rucker have any other requests I could help with?
Well, not specifically asked, but
Oh, go on, dear. You know I'm thrilled to
Mr.
help if
Del
I
Ripper
can.
only likes to organize his
Well,
shelves.
she
Nothing
did
else.
mention needing some help with something for the clinic.
Dust those shelves.
Ah, I see. Certainly.
And Sophie's starting her donation drive today.
The lovely Miss Wagner's charitable efforts. Yes, I hadn't forgotten.
Oh, and Esme's got something going on in the kitchen she could use a hand with.
Well, I shall certainly see what I can do about that. I'm sure I can arrange some assistance in these matters.
Orlando.
There's times you gotta accept the cards you were dealt and learn to make the best of it.
Well, hello, darling. A pleasure to meet another guest of our fine establishment. I am Orlando, your host and management liaison. If you'll pardon me for just one moment, that will be all. Please give my regards to Ms. Rucker. If you are here for leisure, I regret to inform you that our regular resort activities are temporarily unavailable. However, if you are here for the refuge and the fine work of the lovely responders, I am delighted to welcome you on their behalf.
You're insane.
Oof, I can't wait until dinner.
Yeah.
Ah, perhaps you have not heard. The White Spring is now home to the refuge, a place of safety and care for all in need. The refuge is being run by the responders, individuals committed to the well-being of their fellows. They founded the refuge in response to new waves of refugees coming to Appalachia, people in great need of help. Food, medical care, clothing, a place to sleep. All of these are available for those who need them.
The White Springs
You really open to
is refined
anyone?
and decadent.
Anyone in need of help, yes. You appear more well off than our usual guests, though, if I may say so.
Yeah, I have a
Less
house.
bedraggled than those poor souls. Armed.
I
The
put a
refuge
balloon
exists
animal in it.
primarily to serve those who cannot help themselves. The starving, the sick, the homeless. There is a clinic, a kitchen, beds, recreational facilities, all manner of care to be found here. I'm so pleased to be able to assist in my own small
There goes
way, of
Mittens.
course.
White Springs decor is refined and decadent. Don't listen to
Let's see, you mentioned management.
Of course, dear. The owners of the White Spring itself. The resort, hotel, golf course, all of it. Very much still alive, I assure you, though regrettably unable to oversee affairs in current circumstances. As such, now that we have new guests, they have sent me in their stead to take care of things as needed. I couldn't be more pleased to do so. A delicious opportunity to be of help and meet fascinating people such as yourself.
Yeah, you're a con artist.
I wish they'd tell us what all of those construction workers are up to.
I have some questions about you, what you do here.
Darling, I am entirely at your disposal.
How exactly do you fit into all of this?
As I've said, I am the management liaison for the White Spring. I oversee the facility itself and its robotic staff. In addition, on behalf of the management, I arrange for the provision of certain material aid to the responders. They still have substantial resources and generously offer to share them to support their noble efforts.
Responders make a deal to set up their base here?
No, not by any prior arrangement. Perhaps you visited us before. I must apologize for the state you found it in, if so. Regular operation of the facilities had been stopped, of course, due to a lack of guests. Only the robotic staff remained. The responders, believing it abandoned, took up residence, a completely understandable occurrence, of course. With new and worthy occupants, the management felt it wholly appropriate that it find a new purpose, and sent me. Until such time as the world needs leisure resorts again, the White Spring is happy to support the refuge.
Still pretty sure you're a con artist.
I heard about what happened in Morgantown.
How is it possible the management is still alive and in charge of the White Spring?
Darling, you must understand. A place like the White Spring had, indeed still has, very wealthy people behind it. As was always the case, the truly wealthy had advantages the common people, such as you and I, lack. As for the White Spring itself, the staff of top-of-the-line robotic servants, security, and maintenance allowed it to weather the worst.
I'd like to know more about you, Orlando.
Me? Have I beguiled you already, dear? I appreciate the flattery, of course. You must allow me to retain some mystery for now, though. I wouldn't want you to lose interest. Perhaps we can talk more some other time. We both have more important matters at the moment, I'm sure.
I guess let's talk about something else.
Of course, dear. What can I do for you?
Suspicious issues. Is there something I can do to help, I guess?
What a wonderful thing for you to ask, darling. I knew there was something special about you from the moment I saw you. As it happens, the responders are looking for volunteers to assist them in a particular outreach effort. Those industrious wonders have repaired a vertibird to full working order and are using it to make contact with more distant settlements. They've made allies with people in Pittsburgh. The locals call it the Pit now, who seem to be in dire need of outside assistance. If you don't mind me saying so, you look like you can handle yourself. You might be just who they're looking for.
What is it? The Pit? That's a grim nickname.
Judging by what I've heard, it's an accurate one, sadly. Pittsburgh was bombed quite severely during the war. The poor individuals still living there have renamed it to better reflect its dreadful circumstances.
Who are these allies?
They call themselves the Union. Something of a resistance movement, I understand, against more aggressive forces. One of their representatives is currently staying with us, a Mr. Skippy Rorich. Delightful man.
The responders have a vertibird?
Indeed. Isn't that marvelous? They salvaged it and painstakingly repaired it. It's fully functional now. I was very pleased to be able to contribute to this effort in my own small way. If you wish to see it, it resides on the roof of the refuge between flights, along with its charming pilot, Ms. Lennox.
What is it they need?
Well, they'll be better able to explain the details, but I believe they're looking for fighters, actually. Their contacts in the Pit are in something of a desperate situation, it seems, against a dangerous enemy. I hate the thought of you putting yourself in such danger, but it does appear to be for a good cause.
I wish they'd tell us what all of those construction workers are up to.
Say I'm in. What's next?
Oh, you're terribly brave, aren't you, dear? Imagine if we all had such courage. Now, darling, before anybody bundles you off, the first thing you should do is introduce yourself to some of the responders. I just so happen to know a few in need of more local assistance, and helping them will earn you the other thing you'll need. That other thing, of course, being the ultrasight battery cells, which fuel the vertibird. Ultracells, if you prefer.
Where are they getting these battery cells?
Why, from me, of course. Rather, from the management via me, that is. When management heard the responders were restoring the vertibird, they wished to help. They provided the ultracells, and I suggested them to the responders as an alternative means of fueling the vertibird. Per management instructions, I distribute a quantity to certain individuals regularly. Management feels this encourages collective decision-making rather than stockpiling. I'm sure they'd be willing to part with them in exchange for your aid.
I heard a bunch of nerds arguing over comic book heroes yesterday. Aren't there more important things to worry about?
Wait, what? I discovered one of these ultracells elsewhere. I thought it was a unique. Oh, is that what was under the Brotherhood of Steel.
I could not possibly speak to your experience, dear. It sounds remarkable to make such discoveries. All I can tell you is that the management provides them for the refuge. Regrettably, that is as much as I know of the matter. I might wager that whomever was behind the ultracell you discovered likely shared similar contacts with management at some point, but who can say?
Yeah, that's what was found underneath the Brotherhood of Steel compound, wasn't it? And yeah, I think that's what that's referring to. If you control the supply of cells, why don't you just give me what I need?
My dear, you must understand, much as I would like to, my responsibilities do not permit me to do so. I am but a humble employee of the management, and I distribute their resources as instructed to the letter. I hope you will not begrudge me my loyalty. I find myself quite fond of you already.
I wish they'd tell us what all of those construction workers
If I'm going to the pit for them, shouldn't they just give me the cells?
In an ideal world, darling, I'm sure they would. Sadly, this is not that world, and any reticence on their part is understandable. I don't want to speak for the responders, but I believe they may also see this as more for their union friends than for themselves. Your assistance with their more immediate concerns will ensure everyone benefits. Isn't that a good outcome?
It's a lot of words for saying no. Okay, so what do I need to... So who do I need to help?
Our lovely Ms. Rucker is the closest thing to a leader the refuge has, though I believe she's less than comfortable with the title. You can find her in their headquarters, beyond the dining area. The darling chef, Miss Rousseau, needs some assistance in the kitchen, I hear. And Ms. Wagner, over in the common area, is looking for donations. I'm sure your generosity will be well rewarded.
Alright, I'll talk to them.
Wonderful, my dear. I'm certain you will be a tremendous help to them and the refuge. When you are finished with each of them, I recommend you speak with Mr. Skippy Rorich, the pit union representative. I imagine he'll want to discuss the situation in the pit with you before you embark. Do feel free to visit me at your leisure if you wish to chat. I have an office in the management wing. You can't miss it.
I wish they'd tell us what all of those construction workers are up to.
Not sure I like you.
Mess they're making.
Not sure.
Check in with the medics if you're feeling under the weather.
Rolling hills, shady trees, clear water. Appalachia almost makes a guy want to retire.
Okay, well, that's Skippy Rourke, so I don't talk to him yet. So let's, I guess, try to find some of these people.
Please have a seat. Someone will be with you shortly.
Here's someone.
Bonjour! My name is Esme Rousseau, but most people around here know me as Chef Esme. We've had some representatives from Foundation and Crater come here seeking assistance with the recent influx of refugees. I thought that we could help them out by providing some food for their people. I've started a pot of venison and Tato stew, one of my newest creations. Would you be able to help me finish it?
That's a fake accent.
How wonderful! I can't wait to whip up something delicious for everyone! The stew requires potatoes, venison, salt, black pepper, and carrots. The ingredients can be found in our storage area. Your job is to grab the ingredients and put them in before the stew burns. Super!
I don't like you.
Let's have you start by stirring the stew which will help keep it from burning. Remember to continuously stir during the cooking process.
Prepare the stew before it burns? Okay. So...
I could really use a drink. But Rucker wants us sober on
How
the
do I do that?
Murder bird ain't the only thing running on
That's
empty
Rucker.
around here.
She mentioned I was supposed to get something? Well, I can stir it.
Fantastique! Let's get the first of the ingredients and prepare them. You're looking for carrots, potatoes, and the pièce de résistance, the venison.
Orlando is very charming, but to be honest with you, I'm not really sure why they're helping
If you
us.
see anyone struggling out in Appalachia, be sure to tell them about the White Spring.
There's no problem too big to solve.
I was out scavenging for
So
food
I'm
earlier.
supposed to
and we
find
haven't had one for
ingredients
4
here.
months.
And I'm supposed to stir, but
Yeah, Sponder's gonna
I'm
need more
supposed to find
justice at this
ingredients
rate.
too, but there's nothing here.
I love Esme's cooking. It's been so long since I've had food with actual flavor.
Oh, there's some.
If you ever
Dash
find
of
yourself
this.
in a bind, you can
Running
always
out of
Sprinkle
time
of that.
too.
Perfection.
Please seat yourself. A waiter will be with you shortly.
Potatoes.
Robot butlers? Is this a refuge or a palace?
I heard about what happened in Morgantown. I know it was way back, but I'm glad they chose to send me somewhere safe and not somewhere.
Well, I have to chop them and do stuff. Okay, wash potatoes.
Please have a seat. Someone will be with you shortly.
Chop carrots. Pound venison. Add ingredients.
Bloody Faioli really elevates the Mirelurk meat. This is smelling delicious. Let's add more flavor with some salt and pepper now.
A safe
No
haven filled with people trying to
reservations
help others?
required. Help
Feels like I'm
yourself
driving
to
down to heaven.
any cable.
Or hell, if you look out the window.
Don't think I'm gonna make it. And a bowl of I'm looking for salt and pepper.
It's been sunny all week. I love it here. If you hang around those raiders, I want nothing to do with you.
I hope you get some
How are the folks at Foundation doing?
Its tenderness is magnificent.
Visit sometime.
I failed.
Oh no, the stew has burned. Do not be discouraged though. Without failure, there is no improvement. Here is your stew. Something is better than nothing, yes? Hopefully, either the settler or raider representative will find some use for this. I last saw them in the bar area.
Okay. So we kind of failed. I need to get some my character to drink something here.
The dining room is open for breakfast. Please feel free to seat yourself.
Friends didn't want to join up with me. Said the responders sounded like too much work.
These robots sure make my job easier.
Talk.
A lot of supplies here.
Are you at the refuge? We've got people going hungry, and too many mouths to feed at Foundation. Burned stew? Is this all that the refuge can supply us with? Disappointing.
Did it. That was dumb as hell. We screwed that one up. Anyway,
There's a little bland. Not enough rads to give it flavor.
yeah, cool responder.
I think we can make this place home for a lot of people. Yourself included.
I could really use a drink, but Rucker wants to do the job.
We could always use an extra hand around here.
Well, hello there, stranger. Pleased to meet you. I'm Sophie Wagner. Look around. The Refuge. Quite a place, isn't it? I mean, sure, fancy pants golf club resort, that's nice, but I'm talking about the Refuge. A haven for the lost, the dispossessed, the hungry, and unfortunate. A monument to our ability to have compassion for each other. Isn't it grand? Isn't it worth preserving, building, growing?
I know it was way back, but I'm glad they chose to send me somewhere safe.
I'm actually already in the responders. I was here before you.
Sort of. Well, I haven't seen you around before, so, glad to have you. But I wasn't trying to recruit you anyway. I'm actually more in the material support end of things. Scouting for volunteers isn't really my department.
Okay, how can I help, I guess? That's a bit much for a refugee camp.
Refugee camp? Is that all you think this is? Look closer. Sure, we're taking in refugees, but we're also making sure people get medicine, clothing, and food. This isn't just 3 hots and a cot. It's the first step to a world where everybody's got a chance. And you can help.
Boy, is it tiring.
Yeah, what can I do?
Now that's what I'm talking about. People supporting each other. You got the right spirit. Rucker's put me in charge of running a bit of a donation drive. Have you met Rucker? She's amazing. You should. Anyway, it might surprise you to know an operation like this is always churning through supplies. We work hard to keep things in stock, and that funny Orlando character does their best to help out as well, but we still have shortfalls. So here I am, asking generous folks such as yourself to help us fill in those gaps and keep the refuge running.
You're very chipper.
Oh yeah, I guess I am. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Why shouldn't I be? We're living in the aftermath of the apocalypse. But here we all are in a place filled with people dedicated to helping each other. You ask me, that means we're pretty dang lucky, right? A lot to be excited about. Happy, even.
So you just hang around asking for charity?
I prefer to think of it as mutual aid. We're a community, pulling our collective resources so that nobody has to go without. Charity is more like the well-to-do buying a clean conscience by giving away their table scraps. And it's not just hanging around. I need to get the donations packed, stored, logged, the whole 9 yards. Rucker's got a real quartermaster's mindset. So you better believe she wants it all squared away properly.
Okay. What exactly do you need?
Let me check my notes. We always need molded plastic. You can never have too much of it, and I gotta be honest, we don't have enough. I'd love it if you could help us with, 50 pieces? We could do a surprising amount of good for a surprising amount of people.
Let's see.
That's okay. Who just carries that around in their pockets or whatever, right? I'll be here all day, though. If you want to come back, bring it by later. If you can, of course. You know where to find me. It'd really make my day if you did.
Okay, so you want plastic. Well, I got a scrap box right here. I think I can spare 50 of these.
Don't bother talking to that person from Crater. Nasty bunch, aren't they?
Glad to see you've returned. Are you ready to donate?
It doesn't like the interacting thing. Like, it takes a little bit for that to go through.
You do? Amazing. Thank you so much. This is going to be a big help.
If you're caught out and about,
It just so happens I got a little something for you as a reward for your generosity. Rucker set aside some ultrasight battery cells that can spare you from the ones the White Spring management doles out. Fancy a vertibird trip? They're not much use for anything else, but I got a feeling you're gonna need them. See? Mutual aid. Everybody wins. Thanks so much for the help. Drop by again. If I know Rucker, I'll be looking for something new every day. Take care of yourself.
Yay, we did it. More stim packs, because I certainly need more of those.
I think I heard a Protectron bark the other day. Am I going crazy?
Ooh, a terminal. Patients. Admitted to clinic complaining of shortness of breath, blurred vision, dizziness, and headache. Patient was recently the subject of a violent attack by raiders, so concussion and other associated trauma is likely, but cannot rule out hypotension or other illness. Staff attended to the obvious wounds of the patient is under observation.
That he'd have come up with something more medicinal.
Admitted to the clinic with multiple sharp force trauma wounds to the torso. All incised wounds 4 cm wide. Depths varying from 2 centimeters to 10 centimeters, approximately, smooth edges. Consistent with patient's account of being attacked by this knife-wielding maniac all hopped up on Psycho. Examination during emergency treatment revealed no injuries to internal organs. Patient is stable and under observation after sutures, a very fortunately matching blood transfusion and administration of antibiotics. Admitted to clinic in an extremely weakened state. Examination showed numerous contusions, bleeding gums, photosensitivity, and general emaciation. Patient was unable to communicate coherently but was brought in by persons identified as traveling companions. Suspected severe malnutrition and food deprivation. The clinic currently lacks the equipment for forced feeding, and intravenous nutrient solutions are likewise unavailable. Staff has administered vitamin injections, and the patient is being assisted with a liquid diet until more substantial food is possible. Attending clinician note, some weirdo offered to have an assaultron perform dental reconstruction on the patient. This offer was declined in forceful terms.
There's a lot of supplies here that look right for the pig.
Admitted to clinic complaining of headache, general fatigue, nausea, abdominal pain, and difficulty breathing, and presenting mild cyanosis of the skin. A diagnosis of cadmium poisoning was additionally supported by the patient's prior residence in a former electroplating factory in the pit. The patient is being treated to minimize discomfort while senior clinic staff attempt to locate adequate materials for chelation therapy. Archives. Admitted to clinic with an axe in his head. The patient appeared to be unaware of the presence of an axe in his head, and attempts to draw his attention to the axe were met with confusion and disbelief. Attending clinician determined safe removal of the axe was possible. The operation was carried out successfully. The patient was kept under observation for a week following treatment, having developed a thick Scottish accent after the procedure, but was subsequently discharged. Administrator note: an axe in his head is not a professional medical description. I recognize it may feel silly to put something so specific into formal terminology. We might just be a volunteer-run operation, but we can still be professional. Speak to me if you need to review appropriate terms. Let's see. Admitted to clinic unconscious of no visible external trauma, signs of internal injury, or evidence of illness beyond their unconscious state. Patient was brought in by an individual who only gave their name as Bob, and who departed suddenly before more information could be taken. Patient was breathing steadily and heart rate was normal. Intravenous fluids were administered along with vitamin injections. Resources for feeding a comatose patient were unavailable, and attempts to manually feed them were unsuccessful, but the patient showed no signs of starvation despite this lack of nutrition. During 2 weeks of observation, no change in the patient's state was noticed. Clinic staff reported feeling oddly cold when near the patient, and several accused the patient of somehow being responsible for the sudden failure of a number of pieces of electrical equipment in the vicinity. 2 weeks after admission, the patient's bed was found empty during the night shift attendant's rounds. A search of the refuge and its grounds found no sign of the patient, nor could any witness to their departure be located. Administration note: can we please keep the ghost stories out of our medical records? We're in a big, drafty building with a bunch of salvaged equipment, and people come and go all the time without any of us noticing. We're supposed to be doctors, damn it. Interesting. Admitted to clinic due to entering labor. According to patient, this was, quote, early, but not concerningly so. The patient appeared healthy beyond their condition, and the attending clinician was able to assist in the delivery of a healthy baby without any unexpected difficulties. Patient and child were kept under observation and care for 5 days, were subsequently discharged for general refuge housing.
Okay. The responders have an outpost in Flatwoods.
What do you think of the decor here?
Administrative memo. All staff must read. To all clinic staff, first I want to say you're all doing tremendous work under taxing circumstances. I know we never have enough supplies. There's not enough of us. Not all of us were lucky enough to have pre-war medical training. Every one of you is here making a genuine difference despite all that, and I want you to know how proud I am of you. With that said, folks, the medical records are not a place for editorial comments. Patient presented clear symptoms of being an asshole is not appropriate documentation of an examination, no matter how belligerent they may be. This guy's gonna die is not the professional way to write down that particular diagnosis. Gross is not, under any circumstances, a clinical term. Come on, we're trying to set some standards here. One day, it's not going to just be us working these few beds, and doing this right from the start is going to make it a lot easier for all of us when we get more volunteers. Let's act like professionals. One other thing to follow up on that. The personnel logs are for tracking non-patient related information about the clinic. As you have all seen fit to instead use them as a combination of a complaints box, gossip channel, and battleground for petty grievances, I have locked all logs until such time as I feel you can be trusted again. If you want to vent, come to me. I can take it. Attending clinician. All logs are locked. Nursing logs. Okay. Interesting. That's a fun read. You guys have any more good computer terminals? supposed to talk to Rucker.
Oh, I can't wait until dinner.
I was out scavenging for food earlier. I only got attacked by Scorched once.
Whoa. Okay. From this part, it looks like
Always
you
make sure to
got
boil
something
your
really wrong
water
with your
before
neck.
you drink it.
Do you have a computer
We could
terminal,
always use
Rucker?
an extra hand around here.
Stopping in to chat?
Oh, is that one? It is. Rucker's terminal. Here we go. Census. Staff 24. Reviews varies, including 1 long-term residence robots, approximately 10 depending on repair status. Not all staff are full-time. The majority of the robotic population are technically part of the White Spring Resort and as such are under the authority of Orlando. Inventory. Note to self, find time to update this or maybe make Sophie do it. I'm busy. Logs. Settling in. Hopefully this damn thing saves what I typed this time around. If not, then I'll see if Skippy wants to add it to his scrap heap. It's been a long few months since we got settled into the refuge, and every day brings just as challenge as it does progress. But in spite of it all, just the other day I caught myself starting to feel at home. Hadn't realized before how difficult it is to even remember what home even felt like, or if I even could. But all the whys and what ifs in the world won't bring the responders back. That's my job. And for once, it looks like I may just have what I need to get it done. I've always had an eye for sizing up folks in a hurry, but this Orlando character, they're a tough one to figure. Even worse, they seem to like it that way. Can't say I got any real idea who these management folks are, or even if they really exist at all. But the responders still aren't in any kind of position to be turning away resources, much less the roof over our own damn heads. Dad always used to say that the proper way to thank someone was with a grateful heart and a weary mind. Like most else in life, he was right. So, thank you, Orlando. Now, what's in it for you? I can't imagine what kind of trading post would have needed as much space as the White Spring did, but Skippy says there are always places just like it all over the country before the bombs fell, though he says all kinds of crazy stuff. Guessing the robots here were what kept the place in such decent repair, but it begs a bit of a question. Who kept these robots up and running? Maybe they got to repairing each other after a while. But hell, if they're capable of that kind of thinking, then I reckon we'd have a very different set of troubles to contend with, and we sure don't need any new ones on top of what we already got. Never did see anyone fight and plan and push ahead the way Dad could. He kept at it right until we'd gotten clear of that lapped raiding party. And there was this look in his eyes, like he knew that bullet in his side wasn't going to let him off the hook. I told myself that I would do everything I could to make sure no one else ever had to see a look like that in their loved one's eyes, but yesterday I came up short. That kid who crawled up from Charleston with the buckshot and gangrene in his leg. I know I did all that could be done. Everyone here did. But sometimes it feels like we're fighting on a new front every damn day. Scorched, rad schools, and med shortages, busted supplies, not to mention the usual cast of clowns who can't help but shoot at one another. Some days it gets tough to remember why I brought the responders back at all. Today won't be one of those days. Just got word of a new patient coming in. Time to get back to work.
A safe haven filled with people trying to help others? It feels like I've died and gone to heaven.
Okay, Rucker, I guess we gotta talk to you.
Something done right. You gotta make sure you don't get shot, stabbed. Well, seems like timing is one of your strong suits. Look, I can stitch up a gash with the best of them. But Appalachia, well, she can do a lot worse than cut us open. Got a lot of folks here with sickness we don't understand, and injuries we don't know how to treat. What we need more than anything is know-how. So I propose we trade what I got that I don't need for what you need that you don't got. I've heard you're looking ahead into the pit. And the only safe way out of Appalachia is that metal bird Lennox has perched up on the roof. And what keeps her in the air are those ultrasight cells Orlando keeps locked up. So, that's the deal. You bring back medical information that'll help me figure out how to help these folks, and I'll get you all the juice you need.
Okay.
Today you'll be going to school. What's left of it anyway. Can the responders count on you?
What else can you tell me?
Before the war, they would teach high school students about anatomy and physiology. Isn't that wild? I don't know how helpful it was to those kids, but if there's any textbooks on the subject still intact at Morgantown High, I can damn well tell you how helpful it would be to the responders.
Okay.
So, what do you say? Want to help the responders make a difference?
Sure, why not?
Nice. Well, let's get to it then. Anything you're able to find, go ahead and bring it back to our lead medic. I'll let her know to look for you. Good luck out there.
My friends didn't want to join us.
Okay, search for medical information
Said
at
the responders
Morgantown High
sounded
School.
like too much work. Wonder what they're doing now.
Okay, so where is Morgantown High School again? Is this it? Oh, something's on my phone. What is this? Tyson Foods CFO was arrested in Arkansas after he entered a random woman's home while intoxicated and fell asleep in her bed. As if the fucking meat industry wasn't corrupt enough. Enemy corpses are very glowy now. I can appreciate that. That's a new feature. Shooting at me? Yes, you. I don't like being shot at. Faculty records, huh? It seems to be pointing me to this, but... Oh, all textbooks we kept secure in Principal Stevenson's office. Okay, that's what we're looking for. So we can do upstairs.
We are one.
Where's the steps?
Pure again.
You got some stuff. Nearby corpses. I do like those. Well, that feature was already there, so that's not a new feature, but I do like it. Here's some steps. Stop it. Why would they keep textbooks in a doctor's bag? Whatever. Whatever, I got your stupid books. Okay, let's, and all it cost was a couple of shotgun shells. It didn't even cost me shotgun shells. I picked up more than enough to cover what I spent.
Rucker said to be looking for you. I hope you were able to track down those anatomy textbooks. So many pages. This is a lot of knowledge we might have lost if not for you. I'll let Rucker know you came through for us. Best of luck out there. Thank you.
I like you. Of all the responders I've met today, I like you the best.
So this is the place that's bringing all these damn people to Appalachia.
She's the best. Like, not even close. She's the best one.
If I make this adjustment, I'm well. Hey there. Don't think we met. I'm Skippy Rorich. Something I or the Union can do for you?
Let's see. Tell us about a Union.
The Union is a sort of a... I guess you might call us a confederation, or a resistance. People banding together for defense. See, there's a group in the pit. Calls themselves fanatics. All they care about is conquest. They want the whole pit for themselves. They roll into your area, you either join them, they force you to labor for them, or they kill you. And they're coming for everybody. The Union's the only thing standing between them and their total conquest of the pit. As much as we're able, anyway.
Is your name really Skippy? You don't look like a Skippy.
What's a Skippy look like, huh? Call me Skip if you like that better, or whatever you want. Just don't call me Mr. Rorich. Never felt right, that. Took me weeks to get that Orlando character to stop doing it, at least my face.
Here you're looking for people to go help out in the pit?
That's right, looking for someone to help us take the fight to the Fanatics. Surprised we got a taker, actually. You are interested, right?
I mean, who are the Fanatics?
Hell, you've got raider gangs here, right? I've heard about your Blood Eagles. The Fanatics are something like them, but more organized. Imagine every single raider gang you've ever heard got together and decided to make like Genghis Khan. Sweep over everything. Kill anyone who won't join, and put anyone too weak to fight into forced labor camps. Everything that's not theirs they take. That's the Fanatics. And be glad they're not here.
So they're Caesar's Legion. What's it like in the pit?
Bad. Don't get me wrong. It's home, and I want us to keep it. But we got hit bad in the war, and we've never recovered. Lots of radiation. Some areas are badly toxic, with all the junk that got blasted into the air or spread around from the factories. People are sick a lot, from one thing or another, and food can be hard to come by. Hell, some of the city's still on fire, I think. But some of the factories survived, and we got them running. Gives us access to things you can't get anywhere else. Might even be able to rebuild, if it weren't for the Fanatics.
Pit's as bad as they say. Exactly. Why not just leave and let them have the frickin' place?
Because it's home, damn it. Mine, ours, all of us who were born and lived there before and after the bombs. Ain't that enough? If the Fanatics are out of the picture, we can rebuild. Make something out of it again. It doesn't have to stay like it is. If that ain't enough for you, picture this. A horde of Fanatics, hundreds, thousands strong, setting their sights here. Sound like something you want?
Let's see, tell me more about
The Union's back's against the wall. We're doing our best to hold off the Fanatics. Keep them from taking everything. Occasionally, we win some small victories, but not a lot. Got a couple of situations back there right now where an extra hand might tip things in our favor, at least for now. I don't want to call it mercenary work, but I'm not gonna lie. You'll be going there to fight.
Sure, I'm willing to help.
Fantastic. Let me just get Rucker in here. It's her bird, after all.
Oh.
Thanks for coming by, Rucker. Looks like we got a volunteer to take a trip out to the pit.
We've met. Had a feeling you might be up for this when you came by earlier. Guess I was right.
Figured you should be involved, if we're gonna borrow your plane.
Don't let Lennox hear you call it a plane. She takes it personally. Anyway, sure thing. I guess you've already got all the Ultra cells you need. I know you've got mine. Sophie and Esme tell me you helped them out too, so I expect you got theirs as well.
I had some questions first.
Fair enough. What do you want to know?
What are the wonders of this arrangement?
Well,
Well, I can answer that, Skippy. First of all, we've got refugees here from the pit. People who've made it all the way down on foot or in caravans. And the best way to help that situation is to help people not need to flee the pit in the first place. Second, the Union's the best chance of stability the pit's got. The responders don't just want to triage in the world. We want to help it rebuild one day. We'll need allies to do that.
it doesn't hurt that we've got factories that can still make manufactured goods either.
No, it does not.
So do you only fly out to the pit when you find suckers like me?
I prefer volunteers to suckers. I'm not running some kind of scam here.
The answer is no, by the way. We run some regular sorties, trade some supplies, carry messages. Our radios don't reach that far, so communication's either us or waiting for caravans.
All right. All set? Got everything?
What specifically am I going there to do?
Well, we got 2 different locals I know are in need of help. Locals are what we call union groups that act independently. Local 42's in the industrial district. Hax, their leader, is struggling to keep her people alive and retake a foundry from the Fanatics. We got another over in the trench working against a Fanatic forced labor camp. Danilo is your contact there. Haven't heard from the other locals recently, but I'm sure we'll be hearing from them if they got trouble too. It's up to you who you want to help right now. Maybe you'll consider going back again later for the other.
Are you coming with me?
No can do, Spoy. I'll go back one day, but right now, I'm more use here, rustling up support to send back there. I'm not young enough to be much use on the front lines anymore.
I think I changed my mind right now.
Well, why'd you say you're willing to help?
Now, Skippy, it's their choice.
I know, I get it. This ain't your fight. Come on back if you decide otherwise. You know where to find me.
Damn. Almost mixed some Carmex in with the Med-X. Who labels these things?
I think I probably gotta call it a night. I'm tired. Let's turn in this quest with Sophia, though, since we did it. We'll go to the pit next time. We'll go solo, because I've heard, like I said, I've heard bad things about trying to go as a group. See if it's even possible to solo it. I don't know. I haven't looked too much into it. I just know what I've heard. I keep hearing that, like, you go as a group, and then, like, group leaders will kick you out of the team as you're getting close to the end.
There you are. I was hoping you would stop by. Always puts a smile on my face. Every time I see you return from investigating one of these signals, it just makes me smile.
Sure what needed to be repaired there, but I repaired it anyway. Let's do this too.
Sometimes I think...
Okay. So I think, like I said, that's where we're gonna end it.
When I met someone, a stranger, over time, what? That stranger isn't a stranger anymore.
So next time,
I don't believe
Fallout 76. We'll probably try to go to the pit.
I wouldn't have changed it.
Should be fun. So, as usual, this is John Crate signing